since I've been gone. And so as these years roll on, I always come back to where I belong, my hometown. And have you noticed every way I've changed? 'Cause to me you simply stayed the same. But every time I walk away, you leave a little piece of you inside of me. It made me who I am today. My hometown life, its spirits inside. My hometown's alive and filled with the light unfading that I created. My hometown's I walk around these streets and stare at the things that remind me of me. I take it all inside and breathe in the air that's so unclean, yet keeps me alive. My hometown's my hometown life, its spirits inside. My hometown's alive and filled with the light unfading that I created. My hometown's alive. My hometown life. My hometown's alive. My hometown Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of Hometown Sessions. I am Sully,
and we are coming to you live right from my vinyl room in my house somewhere in the New England area, which I'll never tell you where I live. This is going to be my coast host. Yeah, nothing
Toast.
like blowing it the first show.
Whatever.
This is going to be my co-host for today and one of my oldest friends. Say hello to Brian Washburn.
Hello.
Little golf clap there for you. How's it going, Brian?
All right.
Are you nervous?
A little. Yeah.
First
you could
show?
say that. Yeah.
First show?
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous because you know why? We don't know what the F we're doing.
Exactly.
I don't even have to say F. I can say whatever I want because we're on the internet.
Yep.
Yeah, this is, it's been an interesting time right now, and people are wondering why we are launching a show like this, but everyone seems to be doing this live streaming thing, and with COVID and all this stuff going on right now, it just felt like the right time to do this because people at home, they're trying to get away from the news, and a lot of people are asking me like, you know, when are you going to go on and play some music or kind of take us away from this thing? And I was thinking this might be a good opportunity to not only play live music and kind of get together with some friends and celebrity friends that I have and other musicians, but just to kind of get people away from the news right now, you know? And just to be clear, we are practicing social distancing, even though we're here in my vinyl room. Brian's got a good, 6 feet?
Yep.
No, it's got to be more than that. Maybe
Not
8.5.
6 feet.
It's not 26 because they can't. That's another thing. They can't make up their mind on what the proper distance is.
6 feet, 13 feet. Okay.
So we're just staying away from each other basically and not coughing or shaking hands at the moment.
Nope.
We've been doing a lot of heel,
weird.
a lot of the heel
tap.
we went from like knuckles to like the elbows tap to now it's just like, you know, you touch the tip of your sneakers. So yeah, you know, and the other thing is, every time I'm interviewed, you know, being in Godsmack for over 25 years, being a musician my whole life and being on the road, it's always kind of, you know, the same thing for me. It's they ask the same questions and people get the same answers. And so this is also a show where I think I'm going to allow people into my home and have them ask me questions that they've kind of wanted to know, whether I answer them or not.
That's another story.
That's a whole different story. But I do want to, you know, explain to people and get them beyond me as a musician, get a little bit deeper into life. Yep. So what we did was we decided we're going to do every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. And Tuesdays are kind of designed for like all things music, right? We grew up with rock music. We grew up with music in general. I've been a musician since I was 3.5 years old. And so Tuesdays, we're going to focus on all things music. We're going to talk music. We're going to have guests on that are going to talk about music. I know Eddie Trunk agreed to come on to the show, and that's going to be pretty cool. You know, we're going to have people like Brent from Shinedown on. And we're going to really try to just get things out of them that they normally wouldn't tell an interviewer, because we're going to play a game called Do Not Bullshit Me, because I've been there. That's the whole title. I just made it up. That's going to be the whole title of the game. Do not bullshit me because I've been there. And then Thursdays, we're going to come back, but we are going to reserve that and focus on real talk, real life situations. We are going to discuss the Scars Foundation and how that was birthed. We're going to bring on professional therapists, doctors, people that have a world of experience in everything from severe depression to bullying, suicide prevention, addiction, things like that. So we'll get back to that. But okay, that being said, there's chapter 1 there. That's going to be my signature move. If I have to have signature moves. That's going to be the first one. And so this first episode, because we're going to focus on music, I wanted to talk about music and just kind of introduce the concept of music and what it means to me, and, you know, what I feel, what a gift it really is, because I need to take a minute here and kind of break this down so people can get inside my mind and try to understand a little bit more about why I really love music, why I am a musician, and why I believe that this thing that we call music is such an anomaly. So a while back, I was writing and working on my book, The Paths We Choose. And I got to the chapter where I was talking about music and what it meant to me and what it means to me and what it does for me, how it makes me feel and all that. And I was with my publisher at the time, and we were just kind of sipping on some wine and riffing about stuff. And while we were talking, that song California Dreamin' had came on the radio by the Mamas and the Papas. You know that song?
Yep.
You know it good?
I do, somewhat. Yeah.
All the leaves are brown, all the leaves are brown, and the sky is great. That one. And I stopped for a second, and I was telling Jeremy, I'm like, I don't know what it is about this song, because the lyrics don't connect to me in any way. Like there's no, emotional connection lyrically. But yet every time I hear this song, it makes me feel heavy, and it makes me feel like a little bit of sadness. And he was like, oh, that's really interesting. Like, I wonder why that is. And at first we went to, well, maybe it's the lyrics. Maybe they're just kind of sad and heavy. I'm like, no, that can't be it though, because why can a violin player play instrumentally, no lyrics or anything, and it can really bring you to tears, right? So then he's like, oh, now we're like 2 bottles of wine into it. Like this is going deep now. And so we started breaking down music and what it really is. And so when we got to the end, we realized that music is really nothing more than sound waves, right? And sound waves are just frequencies. But if you continue to just break it down more, a frequency is nothing more than a vibration. So if you took like a rubber band and you stretched it tight, the tighter it is, the higher the pitch is going to be. The looser it is, the lower the pitch is going to be, the frequency of it. But it's really a drum head. When you hit it, it vibrates. It makes a tone. A piano string, a hammer hits the string, it vibrates, it leaves a tone. So if music is nothing more than simple vibrations, I guess my big question became, why does it affect us emotionally? It's just something vibrating, right? So now we're on the bus going, oh my God, has anyone else ever thought about this ever? We could be the first people ever to think about. And it's like, don't be ridiculous. So, but that's when it really started to hit me that, like, you know what? Music really is a gift. It's something of an anomaly. Like, it's a universal language that we all connect to in our own way. And it's unexplainable to the degree of like why scent can bring you back right to that time and place when you were first there, and you remember like, oh, you smell something, you go, oh, it reminds me of being a kid when I was at my grandmother's house or something like that. Well, music is the only other thing that I know is that magical that can do that can bring you right back to that time and place, and you can hear that song and you could be right back at the beach with your friends and the top down and remember not only the visuals, but you can feel the feelings you felt. And we do it here sometimes. We play vinyl records in my room, right? And as soon as you hear like Iron Maiden live, like we have on there right now,
back in high school,
or an old Aerosmith record or whatever it is, right? You can immediately remember where you were, what you felt, what the vibe was like with your friends. And I don't know anything else in the world that's that powerful that can do that besides scent, right? Do you know another one?
No.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing comes to mind.
No.
Wow. Okay. Good answer. Well, there you go. I just proved my theory then. I may be the only guy that's ever thought of that, ever.
What did he say? Don't be stupid.
Well, and I'll tell you this too. Another thing that music can be very powerful with is how it heals people. And I've been watching these documentaries lately, and I haven't seen someone really nail it yet. Maybe we'll do a documentary on this. But even to the point where elderly people that are in nursing homes and they're catatonic and they haven't moved in years and they're very old and sick in that way and just kind of lifeless to a certain degree. And they've tried all these different methods. I mean, they prick them with needles and they try to get them up walking, whatever, and they don't, nothing. They're non-responsive. But yet you put a set of headphones on them and you play them a song from their era.
And it triggers.
And all of a sudden you just see them moving their head and closing their eyes, and like, it's unbelievable. Like it's just vibrations, right? So, for me, how it saved me was growing up in a city like Lawrence, Massachusetts, which, if anyone knows what Lawrence is about, it's a very, very rough, poverty, high crime, violent, a lot of drug use. It's become kind of the hub of the heroin in New England. And it's worse now than it was when I was growing up. But I will say they are trying to clean it up. So I'm not trying to sit here and bash on Lawrence either, because I don't want it to be like that. It's just that I want to tell you the Lawrence that I remember was not a very fun place to grow up as a kid. It was full of crime and violence and drugs, and your next door neighbor was, arrested for a pedophile or child molestation and things like that. And one guy, I remember, he was the Cub Scout counselor. I'm like, yeah.
Yikes.
So, but there was so many times as I grew up, as I got older, I got into my teen years, and I was kind of introduced to the wrong people on the streets. My dad left at a very young age. Things weren't working out with him and my mom, and so I was kind of left alone to raise myself for whatever my definition of a man is, right? And those people were the punks on the street. They were the dudes that wore the jean jackets and leather jackets and sold weed and all that stuff, and I just thought they were cooler than life, and so that's what I gravitated towards. But when you do that, it also comes along with a lot of problem and trouble, and whenever there's the things that go down on the streets and you're there in the middle of it, you become a product of your environment, right? Yeah. So for me, I was a very, I wasn't a bad kid. I was just, what's the word? Give me
punk.
I was a punk. But I was more mischievous than I was like doing the really dark stuff that people went out to do. And the point that I'm making with this whole thing is that when people went out to do the really bad stuff, and I could have easily been there to end up dead or in jail with the rest of them, I went home to practice because music was that important to me. And so for me, I know that there was many, many, many times over the years that music had saved my life, because that's just what it does. It's kind of this anomaly that is always there for us. It never asks anything in return, but yet when we need it, we lean on it. And even in times like this with COVID going on and everything, what's the first thing people are going to? I mean, it really is music. I can't tell you how many emails I get, how many text messages I get, how many messages on socials that I get, and people like, thank God for your music, or thank God for music in general, because we would be going crazy right now. They're sitting locked in their house with their parents.
Bubble.
Which is what every teenager loves, right? Being locked in the house with your parents.
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why we're here.
Right.
We're here to give them some relief,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like during these times, I see a lot of people leaning on music and how important it is. So let me just say this. If it's that important, even to the government and to all these people that are helping with this virus and helping our frontline workers and all that stuff, and they have recognized that like music is extremely important. It's why Fox News is doing these live concerts with Elton John and Lady Gaga and all this stuff, right? It's because music is really critical to people. It means a lot to people. And if it's that important, why do we invalidate it at times by having it pulled from schools, for instance, right? I always hear this over and over again, that when schools need to save money,
It's the first thing they go to.
it's the first thing they cut in their budget is the music program. And I'm like, why aren't you fucking cutting trigonometry? Right? Because who uses trigonometry?
True. Yeah.
Tell me one. Go ahead. Tell me one. Give me
me.
some kind of.
Rocket scientists? Anybody out there? I don't know anybody.
No, I want you to solve a problem. Give me a trigonometry problem right now.
Couldn't even write.
Can you do algebra?
I did in high school, but I don't remember it now.
Nothing, right? Because when have you used it?
Never that I'm aware of.
What do you do for work besides this?
I own a screen printing company.
So you print T-shirts and things like that, logos? Yeah, cool.
Items,
So how's the trigonometry going for that?
Never used it. Again. Which is why I don't remember it.
Listen,
now.
I'm not saying trigonometry isn't important for what it's needed for, but unless you're going to be a rocket scientist,
It should be a college class.
which if you are, that's pretty awesome because you're way smarter than me or anybody that I've ever known in my life. But for the most part, like a mandatory class, algebra, trigonometry, I don't know, man. Maybe cut that and keep music in because music is so important that in times like this, it's way more needed than. I think this should really shine some light on that. Is my point, you know. And so a lot of people always ask me too, like, why do you spend so much time, you know, working with kids? Why do you spend so much time kind of sharing these experiences and doing this stuff for free? Well, it's because after being involved in music for over 40 years now, having the life that I have, or had, I should say, growing up on the streets, you know, being subject to a lot of that kind of stuff. This is actually the perfect thing to do, is to give back in this way. I want to help the new generations understand how important music really is. You know, I want them to cherish it, not invalidate it. I want them, you know, I want even the Grammys, like I heard they cut the hard rock category back several years ago. And I'm thinking, really? You're going to cut one of the most important categories. Now, I get it. Pop music has kind of dominated for a while now. I know it's your favorite.
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite pop song?
I don't really have one.
Come on, you know. What's your favorite pop artist?
Billie Eilish.
Shut up. You listen to Billie Eilish?
Oh, yeah. Her brother's a genius.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah.
Name one song.
Bad Guy. Then there's I don't know the names of them.
Get on the mic. This is the money right here.
Hey.
Swing it in. If you're gonna like chill back, you gotta swing it in.
All right.
I can't believe you know Billie Eilish songs.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't even know Billie Eilish songs, but I know Billie
that's
Eilish.
it. I don't know any other. You know, I'm not.
Listen,
I know a lot
I
of
think
music.
no, I do think she's great. I think there's so many great pop artists. Parp. Did I say parp?
Yep.
Pop. I can't even do it. My pop artists. But my point to this is like, where is the balance, right? The Grammys have always been known as the Oscars for musicians, right? The most elite award show for musicians to acknowledge all genres of music. So why are you eradicating a category that has proved itself to be one of the most important categories in history? When you take away the hard rock category, you're taking away the Beatles, you're taking away Elvis, because that's what they were considered back in those days, right? The Stairway to Heavens, the Dream Ons of the world, the biggest songs in the world that have helped shape our history, and you're just going to eliminate the category? That makes absolutely no sense to me. And so that is kind of why I wanted to make this point and make sure that I pass my experience on to the next generation, to the kids, because I think it's super, super important. I think too many people just take music for granted, and I want maybe this information to help people hear a song next time and realize what a gift it really is to be able to, you know, that thing that's making you move and feel what you feel. That's really the gift of music. So we're going to move on a little bit now, and I want to kind of toot my own horn for a second here, because Godsmack, greatest band that's ever been on this planet ever, even bigger than Led Zeppelin. No, I'm kidding. I can't even say that jokingly. No, my band, though, that I'm very, very proud of. You know, we've had a great run, great career. Love my guys. You know, Shannon, Robbie, and Tony, they are really my brothers in arms, man. We've been through so much together, and it's been such an honor playing with these guys and writing music with them and touring the world with them. But we just finished releasing our last single, which is called Unforgettable. And our record came out about 2 years ago this month, right? When Legends Rise came out in 2018, April of 2018. And we released 3 singles previously to this one. I'm tooting. Not really tooting. That'll come as well, but not now. But we've released 3 singles, and luckily all of them went number 1. And now we're on the 4th single, and we just released it. It's a song called Unforgettable. We're really hoping that it goes number 1, because honestly, it's not even about the achievement. I'm just kind of curious how many rock bands have had 4 number 1s on one album. I have the record label and management. Everybody's searching this. And I want to know, it's got to be a very small elite group, but I just would like to kind of know who we would be in the company of if that happened. So do we have a horn? Do we have a horn that we can, no horns?
We got one.
How about the trombone? No trombones.
Get those on the list.
They must have fell asleep down there, these guys that are running the show. God, asking for horns and trombones. You know, this is such a hack. We're not professional yet.
Working the kinks.
When I say horn, man, it should be like a train horn when I'm tooting my own horn. Jeez. Well, I will say this. Unforgettable is out. And what a pleasure it's been working on this new single, because I will tell you that back in the winter of 2017, when we were recording this record, it happened to be the very last song that I came up with. The record was done. We had recorded it. We were mixing it. And then I came in one day and I told the guys, I'm like, I got this song in my head and I just got to get it down. And we put it in there, and it just really became one of our favorite songs on the record. And as I kind of shaped and molded the melodies, I got to the chorus and I realized that it was a big kind of gang vocal chorus. And we started ganging up the guys and we were trying to like layer it in like that. And it just wasn't sounding big enough. And then it kind of dawned on me that like, I think the best thing for this melody, for this chorus, would be a group of kids singing it with us. It felt like that. But I was like, oh, are we going to do that? Because, you know, a lot of bands have put kid choruses from Pink Floyd
gang vocals
on, right? Another Brick in the Wall had them, and POD has one, right? We are youth of the nation. That's a badass band too.
Yep.
And so I was like, oh my God. But then I'm like, oh, fuck it, man. We don't have a kid choir in our portfolio yet, so let's go for it. And I reached out to a good friend of mine, Sue Setner, who is the director for Community Alliance for Teen Safety here in New Hampshire. And I've worked with her over the years, just, again, trying to help the younger generation, keeping kids off the streets from drugs and alcohol and going down the wrong path and stuff like that. So she helped me connect to some of the teachers in the school system here, and I wanted to put together a group. So she connected me with a lady named Kate Beauvais. I think I said that right. And the whole kind of journey started from there. And what we did was we invited 20 singing students from the music programs in the New Hampshire schools. And they came in and we showed them the song and we kind of recorded, the song with them or whatever. And from there, the journey started. So before I go on, I want to bring on our first guest. If we can bring up Kate. Kate is with us today. Hi, Kate.
Hey.
Hi, guys. It's great to see you.
What's happening?
We're learning and working from home.
Yes, I know. How's that going?
Wonderful.
Really?
Wonderful. It's great to be home with our families, staying safe, and working with the kids remotely. It's really wonderful.
Have you met Brian yet?
Hi.
Hi, Brian. Nice to meet you.
Brian's my Ed McMahon right now.
I'm learning.
That's awesome.
He's being my little Ed McMahon. So, Kate, tell us a little bit about the process and how this whole COVID thing has, you're in the trenches right now. You're a school teacher and you're like in the whole environment with the kids in the schools, dealing with principals and everything else. Tell us a little bit about like what the vibe is like since this has changed.
It's really an interesting, collaborative, inventive time to be an educator. It's all sort of all hands on deck. We're all running full speed with no map. But inventing as we go and creating and just trying to think about what kids need. We were happy to get some recognition uh, from Mike Pence talking about us in one of those presidential press conferences, saying how great teachers are doing. We're thrilled. We just want to do whatever we can for kids.
Yeah, of course. And so, and you're a music teacher, right?
Yes, I am. I'm a music teacher. I have over 130 kids in my chorus alone, and then I also teach general music classes and stuff as well.
Wow. And so, where do you teach out of?
I teach at Gilbert H. Hood Middle School in Derry, New Hampshire.
Oh, nice. So me and you met through Sue Setner. She kind of set it up. I'm not really sure how, if it was you that I had met, that Sue had talked to first, or if it was the principal or whoever, but they connected us, and we came to you with this idea to kind of recruit as many kids as we can get to sing on this song. And so you want to help the viewers?
Yeah. So it was really pretty cool when we got the call. It was our counterpart across the town, Blake Leister, and I both picked 10 kids. We needed to keep it small enough that we could bring them into the recording studio. So and we needed to make sure that they were trustworthy kids who would really appreciate the situation, wouldn't touch things, you shouldn't have them touch, or could really focus. Kids, who were great representatives for our school. So we picked 10 from our school and 10 from the other middle school. And it was one of the coolest days. It was a terrible, slushy, snowy winter day, and the parents carpooled and brought the kids to this undisclosed location in I'm not going to even say what town in New Hampshire we were. And we pull up to this industrial area and this unmarked doorway, and little do we know that we walk into this
our secret location
for recording, and it was so amazing for these kids to walk in and see. Not only to see the actual studio space and the equipment and all the really awesome artwork and instruments and records, but to see adult rock stars, adult musicians being friendly, approachable, kind. It was huge for these kids. It was really fabulous. So yeah, go ahead.
No, I appreciate that because, I've talked about this in the past where like there's two different stereotypes of rock stars, and back in the day it was the drugs and trashing the hotel rooms and not being so friendly and the hangovers. No, they were nice. They're nice people.
Right.
And then there's the new generation of rock stars, which I would like to know that maybe Godsmack is in that category, because there's some really good people out there that are making great music and being very personable, very approachable, like Lizzie Hale and Joe from Hailstorm. Those guys are amazing. I love them too, man. The whole band is killer. I could give you so many examples, but yeah, it's I think for us and our group of friends, our support group that we have here that I've grown up with, we've always, even my band, I think have done a really good job at keeping ourselves in check whenever someone starts to get a little bit too, and I was so guilty of that as well. The early years of me becoming, like successful in music, things it can get away from you very quickly. The party is there every night. The drinking is there every night. People come out. It's that one night a month they're going out. They paid good money to see a concert and they want to party. And if they're lucky enough to have gotten backstage, the party was on. But that was their one monthly thing. And then they go home and they deal with a hangover for 2 days and they recover and they go back to their life, where we're going 5-6 nights a week. And so, as you can tell, that's how it spirals out pretty quickly. Yeah. So, I think it's anything in excess is not good. Moderation is always the key. And in my case, it just had to be like off. Stop doing that because now, everything's broken and it doesn't heal anymore.
Right.
So the other thing that I really loved about that whole experience was so this all started in the winter of 2017. We got the kids in there. We worked out the song. They did an amazing job. And
It was
and then we were able to take the whole project out on tour and even kind of
amazing.
circle back to them later and be able to come back into town and get them up on stage to do the song live with us.
That was so cool. For those kids, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. We roll up, just even all the security was cool. Just getting through security, we were like, wow, this is so neat. And then we get back there with all the tour buses. And if you've ever been to what we still call it Meadowbrook, but the Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion out in Guilford, New Hampshire, they take such good care of their people. They are just amazing. They were so great. They have amazing facilities for the performers and catering,
Totally.
and everything was so fabulous.
Yeah.
And the kids were able to experience all this, but not, as I said earlier, but not just go and see what this was like, but be treated respectfully and professionally. It was super cool. And then just to get to go out on stage. Now, I know that you're going to end up leading into this, but of our group of 10 from our school, my favorite winking buddy, this gentleman from my chorus who is so super duper lovely, and always, anytime I'd be stressed out, I'd be, pulling out my hair with the class. Why aren't you listening? And this amazing sweet boy, Andrew, would just give me a little wink, like, it's okay. It's okay. You got it. You got it, girl. And I would be in stitches. He was just like the heart of our group.
Oh, nice.
He got diagnosed with cancer and
Oh.
was the only one of this group who could not go on that night. And so while the kids were on stage, we were FaceTiming with him so that he could be there with
Awesome.
them on stage. Like,
I got to tell you,
it was amazing.
I
It was
remember
amazing.
hearing that story, and I remember someone telling me at the show afterwards that Andrew couldn't
Yeah.
make it because he had gotten sick and was diagnosed with cancer, and
Yeah.
and I remember someone telling me though, but he's on FaceTime and he's watching the show live
From on stage.
when the kids came up and performed the song,
Oh,
or whatever, so he could
yay.
share that. And so I have a little surprise for you, Kate. We actually have Andrew here with us right now. Can we bring in Andrew?
Oh, yay.
What's up, Andrew?
Hi, how are you?
How you been,
Hey,
man?
I'm
Andrew.
good. Hi, Miss Beauvert.
Oh, awesome, man.
Hi, honey.
How you feeling, buddy?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Everything cool at home? Are you going crazy yet? Just being locked in with your parents?
Yeah, just about.
What are you doing to kill time?
Surprisingly enough, I listen to music a lot mostly.
Boom.
Perfect.
See, I told you I was right. Get used to that on the show, by the way. It says with Sully Erna, the guy that's always right. What kind of music you listen to?
Just about everything.
Tell me a couple artists.
I listen to a lot of your old stuff, Godsmack's older
nice.
albums. I listen to Nirvana a lot. Yeah, it's mostly them two, predominantly.
And so, how are you feeling, man? Now, do you still currently have cancer? Did you beat it? Are you in remission? Can you tell us a little bit about how it started and where you're at?
Yeah, it started back in August of 2018. I was diagnosed about almost 24 hours after going to the hospital for like super lightheadedness and really fast heartbeat.
Wow.
And then almost immediately I was sent to a hospital because my blood levels were so low and I was in really a lot of danger. But within about a month of treatment, I became I was in remission, and I've been in remission ever since, even though I'm still getting treatment.
What I was curious about was the type of cancer that they diagnosed you with?
Yeah, I have something called acute lymphoblastic leukemia, or ALL.
And are you still currently sick with it, or are you in remission? Where are you at?
I'm I'm in remission, but I still have treatment until about my 18th birthday.
Wow. And how old are you now?
I'm 16.
Wow. Well, how are you feeling in general? Do you feel like you're getting stronger? Do you feel like you're not as sick as you were? Is it?
Every day I feel so much better than the last. It's
That's
amazing.
awesome. Well, I got to tell you, man, it was really, a pleasure meeting you. I remember the first time we met, and it was just really great experience to meet all you kids, and have you guys, come into our recording studio and be able to, record with us and do all these amazing things together, and have it solidified by it being on a real major label record that has now become a legitimate single. And I really hope that what we can share soon in the future is maybe a #1 single. I would love to be able to give all these kids a gold record one day, man. But we'll see how this thing goes. But I will say that what was it like to see the show from FaceTime? Did you were you there? Or did you feel like you were there? Or was it just a little bit too noisy? And because we're a mess. We sound, we already sound like crap live. So
No, it was really good. I got to see my friends on stage. I got to see you guys on stage. It was amazing.
yeah. And were you being FaceTime from the hospital or your house at the time?
I was still in the
Oh,
hospital.
wow. Wow. Well, thank you for being such a big part of this thing. It's been such a great journey, and it's not over yet, and it's just been a real pleasure to get to know UK, to know all the kids, and, even to take it even, into the video and the last part of this, to be able to get these kids to come to New York City and do that whole trip with us and show them a little bit of the business side, the record label and all that stuff. So I just want to thank both of you guys for coming on and being a part of our first episode. We're actually going to bring on a couple more of your friends. But I just want to say bye to you guys for now, and we'll be in touch, and wish us luck, and spread the love, and spread everything that you can with the socials to get Unforgettable to be the #1 song in the country. That's what we want.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sully.
Of course. Great to see you guys again. Good luck, Andrew. Keep in touch with us and let us know how you're doing, okay?
Of course.
Take care, guys.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
So, what do you think about Andrew, man?
Man,
pretty strong kid, right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
I can't imagine going through that. I can't fathom it.
I mean, listen, all I can say is that kid has got, the heart of a lion, man, and he's a strong dude. And it not only was a great journey, meeting him and going on this whole path down the road that we did with the song, but we just want to, wish him the best of luck, get as healthy as possible. Hopefully he stays in remission, clears this thing for good, man, because as everybody knows, cancer it's no joke, man. It's nasty. And we just wish you the best, Andrew. So our next guests, we're going to bring in our two more of our Pinkerton Academy students. Please welcome Bana and Adam from Pinkerton Academy. Oh, this is Bana for us. Hi, Bana. How are you?
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going great over here.
I'm assuming you're home.
Yes.
Yes.
This whole pandemic.
Oh my God. Tell me about it. Don't even get me going. Why do you think we're here? That's why I'm here. We're doing this. This is not what we're supposed to be doing, but it'll be fun. And Adam, we want to bring in Adam real quick. Adam Cavarlo. What's up, Adam?
Hello.
How's it going?
What's up?
You trapped in your house too?
It's going. Yeah.
Everyone's stuck home with their parents. So Adam and Bana were two of our featured vocalists that actually sang on the record along with Andrew. And 17 others we had besides you three, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So they're the OGs, the original three. OG3. We're going to call you guys OG3. Next
I
time
really
we're gonna
like
credit
that.
you on the record as OG3.
I know that.
So yeah, we were just talking to Andrew, your buddy Andrew, and Kate Bovair, your music teacher. And we were just kind of talking about the whole journey that we've been on since winter of 2017, and here we are, April of 2020, and our single just got released. It's climbing the charts. It's doing well. But we're really hoping for this thing to go number one, and not for us, not for Godsmack. We want this one for you guys, because you guys were really the heart and soul of this video. You were the heart and soul of the message behind this video, the inspiration that goes behind music and what we want to get out there in the world to show people how important music is to all of us. So Bana, I'll start with you. Like, what have you taken from this experience so far, going from, meeting up with us to just learn a song, to recording it, to playing live with us on stage, going to New York City, getting a little tour of the industry, even all the way through shooting this video with us? How's the ride been so far?
It's been incredible. I never expected any of this to happen. And just because I'm a singer, I never expected any of this, because I started in a private Catholic school and I would just sing for church. That's all I did. And
Wow.
to move on to this point and the many experiences that singing has brought me, it's crazy.
Yeah. What church did you sing for?
Sorry.
What church did you sing for?
So I didn't live here. I lived in Washington State. I was in St. Philomena Catholic School. So I sang for their church.
And your last name is pronounced Berhane? Berhane?
Correct.
Is that right? Berhane? Berhane? Is there, you roll the R?
Mm-hmm.
You roll
Yes,
the R?
correct.
Berhane?
For fun, yeah, sure.
What's your nationality?
Eritrean.
Airtran?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that's a nationality? It sounds like a subway thing.
Not a well-known one, but it's there.
Where is that located?
So in Africa, and the Red Sea, if you know where the Red Sea is, there's Ethiopia, and then there's Eritrea, and that's where I'm from.
Oh, Eritrea.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought she said Airtran.
So did
I was like, that's like an airline or something.
That's what I was gonna say, but I didn't want to.
Do you know where the Red Sea is, Brian?
Yes.
Where is it?
Up on top of Africa. It's up there.
So, Adam, how you doing over there with this isolation and being trapped in with the parents and no friends? And are you freaking out a little bit?
I'm definitely a lot more tense than I usually am. Let's just say that.
But you're also a martial artist, right?
Yes.
So you get to kick and punch things
And,
when you're frustrated.
Yeah, I do. I do a lot. I don't have my own punching bag, so I have to go upstairs and grab a pillow.
You don't
just
have
let
your
out
own
my anger
punching
that
bag
way.
yet?
Nope, I'm working on it though.
Wow. You know what I'm going
trying
to
to
do
find
for
them.
you? I'm going to send you some gloves, some wraps, and a heavy bag so you can work out at your house. Compliments of me.
Oh, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that.
I'm going to do it anyways just because I like doing stuff like that. So tell us a little bit about, music for you, Adam, and what it means to you and what it was like being a part of this experience. Because again, I want to make this clear to the viewers. I was kidding earlier about tooting my own horn and stuff, but I am not going to make this show about Godsmack. I'm not going to make this show about us. But this song in particular, we're featuring on this first episode, but it really is about you guys. You guys made this special. I don't know if you guys have been looking at the comments online, but every person online that watches this video is like, man, when those kids hit at that last chorus and there's 35 drummers and 300 kids singing the song, it's goosebumps. That's the comments over and over again. Goosebumps, goosebumps, goosebumps. We didn't do that, man. We created a piece of music for you guys, but it's your energy and your spirit that delivers that feeling to people. So, what does music mean to you, and how has this whole process affected you, and what you want to do in music possibly in the future?
Well, music has always been to me a really, like, I've always had a strong connection with it because it's always, every time I find a song that I really, really enjoy and I can relate to, I can be singing it and just completely get lost in my emotions and just stay there. And it's like, it's just a way of letting go for me. It's a way of letting go, feeling free when I'm in the middle of all that emotion and in the middle of the song.
When did music
And
start for you,
it's
Adam?
just,
When did it start for you?
um, it started in like elementary school. I was in elementary school choir. I was like, every once in a while I tried to get a solo. Unfortunately, never got one, but I always tried. Um,
Well, we gave you a
but
giant
I've
solo on this
always
song.
You gave me a big solo on this one. This was the solo to peak all solos.
And so, Bana,
But yeah,
what are you doing at home to kill time when you're not studying and doing like online classes and stuff like that? How you passing your time there?
Um, Cuddling with my dogs, honestly. I chill with my dogs, and then sometimes I practice volleyball in my yard.
Oh, you play volleyball?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, we're gonna have you come over here this summer. I have a volleyball court in the yard.
I remembered when we went over for the first concert, you had a volleyball net like near the pool, and that's where I bonded with a lot of the West kids that I never like met before. And
Cool.
it was a good experience, and now I'm just supposed to love them. So.
Cool. And you guys are both practicing social distancing, you're behaving yourself, being responsible,
Yes,
right?
I haven't been out in a while.
Yeah. It's really important, man. I mean, because I got to tell you, I'm not one of the people that's been super freaked out over this. I think it's a moment in time. I think it's going to pass. But I also want to be responsible for other people because some people may not react very well to this. And obviously, people have been dying over this thing. So, although I feel that, you know, we're strong, we're young, we're healthy, and we'll be okay, we just want to make sure too that I know it's a bummer sitting at home and you guys want to get back to your routines and all that, and it's going to happen, man. But you know, hang in there like all of us, and I just want to thank both you guys for being a part of this journey with us. I really don't know if you realize how special you've become to me, all of you. Like, I really feel like you're my brothers and sisters, and we've been on this amazing 2-year journey together. And, you know, it was just really an honor to be able to show you the ropes a little bit and make you guys a big part of this new video that we're going to be showing here in a couple minutes. So thank you for everything, man. And you know, keep the faith, keep singing. You guys are great at what you do. Don't give up on music, man. Spread the word, because really your generation is going to set the tone for the next ones to come.
Thank you for having us. It was honestly so amazing.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Of course, man.
This is the gift that keeps on giving.
Say that again.
This is the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, yeah, there's another one too. I think it's like a sexually transmitted disease.
Oh,
I'm kidding. You didn't hear that. That's horrible. Okay.
potty mouth.
They're in high school now. You remember when you were in high school? What are you guys, sophomores now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just everyone's being safe here. Okay. Hey guys, thanks for coming on, man. We'll be in touch soon. And right after this, we're gonna play the new video. So I think we should kind of wrap up by saying that on Thursday we are going to have a new guest. His name is Cliff Kerr, and he is a licensed mental health counselor. He's a professional in what he does. He does it professionally. And we are going to be tapping into talking about the Scars Foundation, why I created it, what's going on with that, what we try to help with. And we're going to speak with Cliff about, you know, everything from what's going on right now with people being isolated and how that, you know, their mental illnesses may have been triggered by this, whether it's severe depression or whether it's addiction and, you know, suicide prevention. All those kind of things is really what the Scars Foundation focuses on. And so that's going to be on Thursday if you guys come back. Man, it's been such a cool journey. I'm really happy to end this first episode with the video. And I just got to say that, you know, it's really, really difficult to even do what we do for a living. We are part of the less than 1% group. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is way back when we got our first gold record, you know, first of all, that gold record, it's your whole life. You literally spend your whole life writing your first record. That's what they say. You know, it tells the story, blood, sweat, and tears of everything you sacrificed, family, relationships, education, whatever I sacrificed to become a musician. All of that is, you know, comes into the first record. And then we were blessed to actually have that first record go gold. And I didn't even realize what that meant until the presidents of the labels presented it to us. And they said, do you realize that you guys are in this less than 1% group? And I was like, well, what does that mean? And they said, well, you know, if we were to sign 1,000 artists a year, less than 1% of them ever go on to make a second record. And less than 1% of those artists that go on to make a second record ever even see a gold record. So we're in this really tiny group. And my point to that is that this journey that we went on with these kids and how special it was. It's just amazing to be able to share that kind of less than 1%. For us to be able to even do this for a living is pretty amazing. But to have them be a part of this and to see how they seen music through the eyes of a child and how they felt it, it was just a really great experience. So we're going to cut out, man. We're going to be back on Thursday. You coming?
Sure.
You going to come?
Sure.
All right. We're going to talk to Cliff and get into a lot of the mental health issues and things like that and seeing how people are dealing with COVID and the isolation and all that. In the meantime, this is our brand new video. It's called Unforgettable. It features all the kids. Roll it, and we are out of here. Peace out, Bri.
See ya.
Music makes me feel like something I've never felt before, more than alive.
Music is the reason I'm not lonely most days. It keeps me safe. It's my friend when I don't have any around.
Music makes me feel understood.
It's emotion, all in a string. No matter what language you speak, music is always a part of the culture.
Having music in your life is something that is extremely powerful and should never be taken for granted. So embrace this gift that you have, whether you listen to it or whether you create it. It is truly a universal miracle, and it's a gift. And I'm going to show you guys how powerful music can be when we do it together.